I like it.
I think it's cool.
It looks like something out of a Flash game where you need to like dodge polygons.
Yeah.
Like a bullet hell kind of thing?
Yeah, is it which shape are they? The shells that go outward? Like when you're standing toward and the shell is like connecting with the creep, but the normal ion shell is a beam, basically. It
sort
draws,
of, yeah. It like pulls away
but
from
this
the...
one, is it triangles that it draws
I
between
haven't
you
seen
and the
it enough
target? I think
that-
it's triangles.
We have to get a dark stream.
Is it? It's not pentagons, is it?
We're gonna have to get a dark.
I actually haven't seen it in game yet, so...
Yeah, me neither. So you guys are just talking about shapes, and I'm not sure what's happening to be honest.
I'm not sure what shapes are.
Yeah, I never took geometry.
All right, we got a draft.
Do we?
Exciting stuff. I hope we get to see it on the stream soon, but I'll quickly go over what OG has chosen to do, because this is very special, actually, for any team, really. They have first phase banned Pangolier and Brood as the first two, and Kinguin have banned standard stuff.
I think this is a... From OG, it makes sense to open this way, right? Because you're eliminating a potential cheese just straight off the bat. And they probably consider themselves a better BO3 team than Kinguin, at least. If I were OG, I would. So why not go into it just banning a hero that they have comfortability with, and it's something that could just throw a wrench in your entire gameplay.
If you feel like you have a free ban, this is something I really like. When you feel like, okay, there's only 2 heroes we really need to ban in the first phase, you ban a hero that you would need to ban later. So you buy yourself a ban, basically. By banning this Brood now, they don't have to worry about it later. And I was gonna say, Kinguin are actually gonna give away IO. So this is definitely a plan they've had. Instant counterpick, Phoenix Void. Okay, big team fight.
and Chet is still available, by the way. Not to mention the Ember Spirit that we talked about previously for OG. So there's a lot of really cool, really interesting heroes still available in this draft.
I think they'll get Ember. So, Ember or maybe Morph?
10 seconds remaining.
I've never seen it before for OG. It could be interesting.
What were Anna's other heroes? He played Ember 4 times, he played PL once.
Yeah.
What was...
I wish I could tell you off the top of my head, but I'm currently using this to look at the draft.
I do think Ember is great, though, because he is a natural and disc fire, and I think that's a super value item against Void.
Oh, yeah, it's big good against for sure. Absolutely. But I like where Sim was going with this, because IO Morphling, which we saw Alliance do a lot recently, I think that's a really good combination. Plus, I mean, like, okay, they're just going to go Ember right there. That makes sense.
So this is this is obviously very interesting. I think this is the first time OG even gets IO this whole tournament. So Kinguin go into a best of 3, and they're like, we can try something here in game 1. Let's see how well they run their Wisp. Let's just say Yahoo 4 times in a row. And they take a really strong teamfight approach. This is very telegraphed from Kinguin what they're trying to do. Okay, you guys are going to run Wisp, we're going to 5-man fight you, and we're going to have the stronger teamfight. There's multiple approaches to solving that for OG. You can either try to match them in fights and use Wisp as like a save against Chrono, or you play more of a slightly split approach, where you just push out waves, or, well, that's something Void is absolute garbage at, unless he has Mask of Battle Fury. Can't really do that, so...
I like the idea of them just sticking to what they've been doing. Just pick another fast-paced core and just run at Kinguin. Void is still a cooldown centric hero.
Yeah.
You can definitely punish that.
Good Kunkka ban. Did their homework. Sure on that one.
Oh, Nisha's Kunkka. Legit.
It would have been a great. It's one of the few melee heroes that I really like with Void, because he's kind of a ranged hero, actually. His spells, so the synergy is still there.
I think your combo is like equivalent to Queen's Burst inside of a Chrono anyway.
Yeah.
It's also hard to just pass up Brum, being how good it is in teamfights right now.
5 seconds remaining.
So there's actually not been a Chen touched yet, although that could happen in the next, either these bans or the next pick as well.
It's okay for both teams, to be honest.
It's true, it is possible, because on OG, Notel can definitely play IO, so Jarex can play Chen. Often your IO player is also your Chen player. You see that, for example, with Alliance. Taiga plays both. More like specialist position force. But a 5 IO can be pulled off. Let's see. Jarex also plays IO, however, so they have 2 players they can put it on. I still have a feeling they will put it on Jarex and give it more priority and give Notel a true 5, but we'll see what the choice is here. Gonna be banning DP and Brewmaster, and very quick pick again from King NS. Not sure how I feel about this one.
I think they just want a strong lane, I guess, because I don't really like the synergy with the Void at all. He doesn't really offer anything inside of Chrono. And like based on the fights, it's going to be difficult for him, I think, to get to the target he wants a lot of the time, just based on what OG have opened with. And now they see it, so they can adapt by picking lockdown and just keep the NS away from like the IO because it's probably his priority target.
5 seconds remaining.
Guessing, yeah, the logic here is they get a guy who bites Earn and just goes on Wisp fights, and that's what they want.
But the movement speed thing with IO now, where you just move at the same speed as the Ember Spirit, even if it gets voided, so there's always that too, if he tries to go onto the IO.
Yeah, if OG pick a really high movement speed hero, IO can actually avoid NS in fights. But then he has to be tethered to that guy.
That's true.
This is definitely taking them some time, though. Might have caught them off guard, but here comes Skyra.
OG's turn to pick.
They are picking so fast,
My God.
Kinguin. They haven't used a second of bonus time yet.
Yeah, 210 still. That's actually kind of insane.
Trying to pressure OG from a time perspective. That is a legitimate strategy. You are very prepared and know what you want.
I don't really know if it's going to work against OG.
10
Like just the idea of picking fast so that you get flustered, I don't think that's a thing for OG.
5 seconds remaining.
That's
Not a bad Centaur game, to be honest.
Back.
It's okay, but
Oh, wow. Are they going to do Hops and Ember now? Because
think they
picked
might.
up PL. This is what you were talking about pregame?
they might just do that. Put Ana mid on PL, or vice versa. I don't think Thompson really likes PL that much, but we'll see. Could be that they still will run on the Ember. I definitely think Ana is a better Ember than Thompson. For me, Ana is one of the absolute best on that hero. But you look at the big picture of how the game's going to play out and if it makes sense, and then you see. Because their true carrier is, of course, the Phantom Lancer.
Ten seconds remaining.
Yep, they definitely can.
5 seconds remaining.
They're kind of missing... I feel like OG are missing a guy who... It's not the end of the world if he gets chrono. These two heroes that they have right now don't want to get chronoed, and what Kinguin managed to do with the silencer pick is that they're protecting their chrono from relocate. The moment they chrono, they global, and then they focus this guy down with Sunray. So you need some sort of really tanky guy to get chronoed, or you have to find a good way of having vision, so you avoid that type of fights where you lose a key core in the beginning. They might go for either of them. I don't think either is that
10 seconds
good, though.
remaining.
I feel like Tide isn't up OG's alley.
I still think Centaur is okay. If that's his hero pool, then it's not the worst.
They don't have a lot of time to think about it.
Pick.
Wow.
Oh, SP.
That is...
Budget Centaur. This kind of looks like a Kinguin team that almost had this draft prepared before the game even began.
Yeah.
It looks like they got 5 heroes that they just wanted really fast. They had 2.5 minutes to think about this Underlord pick, and they used 2 seconds. So, you know, they're ready to rock and roll. The one thing Kinguin definitely have is they have tanky frontline with the Underlord. They have Sunray for him. They've got the vision advantage at nighttime with NS, unless he gets charged, in which case it evens out. That's one of the really nice benefits of a Spirit Breaker. And what I like a lot about the Spirit Breaker pick is low cooldown, high intensity hero, and he is really strong with IO, actually. This duo is no joke in lane to play against. He's playing into 3 melee cores with that hero as well. So, damn, what a Huskar game. But they didn't know Underlord was getting picked last year. So.
No such luck. Andy, your closing thoughts on this draft before we give it over to Toby and Sin?
I still like what OG are doing. They're sticking to their guns. They're playing fast heroes. They're just going to run a Kinguin, and if they don't synergize their ults correctly and get a lot out of like their chrono and their silences, I think OG can run away with this.
Exactly, exactly. All right, somebody's in the bathroom. I guess we'll wait a second here for it over. But
See, this is what I like. When you're playing with your team, you're playing a really important game, you start the draft, someone just leaves to go to the bathroom, they come back and they're like, thanks for this draft, No Tail. That's not the hero I wanted this game. Why didn't you just pick me Slark? Like,
Lame.
well... Oh no, I dropped my water bottle on the ground.
Oh no.
I got it. Oh no, I dropped it again. Okay.
It seems to be pretty common though, going to the bathroom when your team.
That's my hype casting, by the way. Right there.
Excellent play-by-play, Sin.
Thank you.
Really good stuff. All right, there's some all chatting going on clearly. Perfect. We're gonna, yeah. We realized that as soon as we get into the game because how much they spam it, it's ridiculous actually. Yes, they are masters of it. And it'll be coming soon, that's for sure. But we are going to get into the game. We're going to send it over to Toby and Sin with the cast.
Thanks for the throw, Mott. I'm right next to you.
Yes.
Hi, Toby. I've cast a lot in the last week and a half. After. Okay. Simultaneously. There you go. Yep.
I'm in your debt.
30 seconds to battle.
I think it's still the right thing to do. The way OG play the game, Topson plays high tempo in this mid lane, and this game, if he were to play PL, it's different from how OG have generally structured their game plans. So, I was expecting that this could happen. It's kind of funny that it happens in their absolute first game of the playoffs. Ana plays a great PL. It's one of his best heroes as well. So OG definitely got comfort picks, but it seems that this draft was a bit different, at least, though. They got pressured. That's the kind of Dota we want to see.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Now, this bottom lane, I want to talk about a little bit, because obviously Kinguin went into this game planning to go for this Phoenix Void Opener. I don't think Phoenix is that good against Io in lane. You would think it's great because of the Fire Spirits, but generally the way it goes is that you Fire Spirit both heroes. And Ana doesn't really care about taking a bit of damage, because Jerax is healing them both all the time. So half the Fire Spirits are kind of wasted in damage output. That's one of Io's biggest strengths, is that you kind of just more than double the region you have in the lane. He's taking a good beating here, Jerax, but he will be fine. Obviously the Void not slowing him at all when he's tethered to PL. You can't win this lane until it's nighttime. I feel like that should not... Yeah. Oh, I like that, yeah. Nisha is one of the only players to play mid Underlord. He does a really good job on this hero. I remember seeing it quite a while back. He used to play it a lot in pubs, and I think he's played it once or twice in officials too, maybe even more. Oh, Spirit Breaker charge. Good harassment onto Silencer. This should be first blood, actually.
The first of many a blooded enemy.
Easy tip. And he just bashed that CS. His bashes are out of control. Well, if you can bash whenever you want, it's a pretty strong skill. Another thing about this lane is you can't really pressure Spirit Breaker very easily. He's such a tanky laner. I think he's the hero in Dota that has the highest physical EHP level 1. Super high health and high armor. So what's Void supposed to do? Yeah. Oh, he's gonna jump in. Good bash. He's gonna die to Silencer. Hey, Spirit Break, you want another bash here? Oh my god! As a tip, I feel like he deserves it. Well played. The Silencer against Scarith Mage is actually a kind of cool idea, because Scarith wants to spam spells, but when you're hit by Arcane Curse, you keep taking damage, so the trade-off is actually not even that great for you anymore. But look at this mid lane, how destroyed Thompson is getting by Underlord. He ended up wasting his salve earlier. He used it and took damage after half a second from a Firestorm, so now he has to send out a second one. And Nisha's just owning him on CS. This is a very Underlord favored lane. I don't think there's much Thompson can do. I definitely think he should, yeah. Get some big team items. It's the whole plan they have for their lineup, right? They want to 5-man team fight with their Underlord. So get Crimson Guard against PL and Ember. It's a fantastic item. Pipe is fine too. I actually struggle to see OG winning fights if Underlord gets very farmed. They kind of need to start snowballing relatively early with their high tempo heroes, Spirit Breaker and Ember. Phoenix is exceptional at dealing damage in Chrono. It's probably the highest damage output hero, output support you can get in a draft if the enemy team is locked down. It has so many damage sources. Sunray is exceptionally strong. I would imagine we see Cassar maybe go a 1-2-4 build in this game. See if that does end up being his choice. Two for two. That would actually be cool to see. I feel like they've got a decent amount as well. I would guess something like 60% maybe 65, which would be really high if you get 3 runes every time on average. But that's 75. But you know, an extra one every second time. Oh, gonna be charging Potter's bottom. Decent amount of damage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, if he would have got a bash there. Exotic Deer went for it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This build from No-Tail is very unusual nowadays, actually. He went for 2 in Arcane Bolt and 1 in his concussive shot. Most of the times nowadays we see Skywrath Mages max concussive, but No-Tail is favoring this early harassment. Oh, another bash! Surprise! Oh. They'll still fine here. Found the D ward. It made it pretty obvious that they had lane vision there.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
They took the tower though. 7-minute tower with IOPL. Nobody came down to help Patsos and they've just been playing super aggressively. He's gonna be fine, I think. That's... It hurts when you die when you go on a 3-on-1 and you don't get a kill. That's pretty bad. That's a lot of resources expended. In the meantime, OG are just pressuring your lanes. Bottom lane, they're dealing damage to the tier. Oh, they got him. I'm surprised he chose to stay there. That was already a great trade for them. Oh, he was one creep away from 6. Maybe he just wanted to get it. He could have got it a lot more safely. So a bit of a mistake there from Matt, but he's going to TP up straight away. We now have a level 6 on Void, but the damage should not be there just yet. Phoenix only level 4, so the damage that they do have in Chrono is very slow. They might still try for it here. Well. IOTP.
Radiant's middle tower.
Did he get the kill with Arcane Curse? He got the kill with Curse, I guess. Anisha's gonna take as much advantage of this as he can, pushing the mid tier 1. Dealing some decent damage here, but Ana is back here to defend. So OG, after taking this bottom tier 1 tower, will be looking to rotate their heroes around a bit, put some pressure top. We saw Thompson just make his first move. I would imagine Ana wants to go up there relatively soon, instead of sitting here mid, because he's not gonna enjoy this lane. This Underlord is really, really farmed. He's thick, Toby. Okay. Okay. Alright. This is tough against Night Stalker, though. Oh. They actually didn't know. They didn't know that they had the right guy. He double faked them out. He ran the illusion back in and back out, and they started doubting themselves. But if they would have kept committing there, they might have actually killed Ana. He had a couple of stick charges and Jarek's on the way rotating in, but might have been a chance. So what was that? 3 for 1 rune. 3 runes go the way of Kinguin.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They only bring Wisp back to bottom, so the rest of the squad stays up here as 4. And it's gonna cost them their mid tower. Nisha really taking advantage of this situation. So I don't know how good this trade is for OG. They just lost a really key tower to just get a support kill and an offlaner. And Nisha just gonna keep stacking up here. He has Vanguard. He's not gonna buy Arcane Boots. I'm imagining he maybe wants to go Greaves at some point here with those. And now he's going for a Hood. I would like to see him skill Time Dilation, at least 1 point. I don't like this 204 build in general. I think most times with Void you really want the high level Time Walk. It's what makes the hero, except Chrono. And at 1 point Time Dilation would have been super good against a hero like Skywrath Mage and Ember, who are very cooldown reliant and have a lot of, you know, high impact low casts.
Onto the Faceless Void. They can get it, but no, they can't. Spirit Breaker charging forward into the entire team and also into the pit. And the Nova. Double combinations just hitting easily from Kinguin. And OG lose 2 big cores in the top river.
Yeah, Seb tried to help out, but ended up being a mistake in that situation. As his Ember was already dead. Io had no way of connecting to that, it looked like. Maybe TP was on cooldown, maybe he didn't have any regen left. He has no bottle charges, no stick charges. And, yep, if Thompson isn't covered there, he will die. The charge assistance was a bit too late, and they both get taken down. So great move from Kinguin. They also paid for it, though. They used Chrono and Global, so this is like a weak point of their timing. Fortunately, it's nighttime at least, so Night Stalker can do stuff, but they're a bit limited in options for the next minute and a half.
I think you'll still be happy to take the trade with the... yeah, you burn 3 huge ultimates, but you're getting a lot of space across the map. OG is definitely going to be thinking twice about being aggressive, and I'm still seeing Nisha getting fatter and fatter. He's got the Hood of Defiance as well as the Vanguard. Now looking into Radiance next.
The concern that I have for the Dire lineup is if Void doesn't scale, even if this Underlord gets really big, do they actually have the damage? Oh, speaking of damage, OG definitely has it.
He'll last long enough. They push him out of the Mystic Flare, but it's okay. He had no Nova, and they had the damage follow-up.
Oh, this Soul Ring on Io for Skywrath is the dream. No-Tail was out of mana a moment ago. Now he has 400. Just getting Soul Ringed and being tethered up for that extra mana regen.
So it actually allows No-Tail to go in no boots, like no arcanes. He's just double null and a stick.
You know, if you're position 5 Skywrath, every little bit of gold actually matters. This hero is most often run as a 4, but as a 5, you're kind of starved for those items.
Relocate saves available. Jirax is holding it because they already used their stun.
That early Void gives him an easy TP out, and he's ready to charge again. So what do we have now? We have a Diffusal and PL. Wondering when we're going to see that being put to use by OG. If they want to look for a mid play, maybe at the next daytime.
Ah. Sentry's down. They know they've already got the Observer Ward that was deep, so simple smoke for Kinguin. Defensive Observer Ward from OG won't scout out anything, but if it's Jirax to be the one to die, they'll probably be happy with that. Observer Ward on the hill, they see Jirax, they can just get the control out. And he actually starts his TP again. They have an extra stun? Yeah, they do.
If they didn't get a bash there, he would have lived. Oh dear.
Oh, Nisha still had the pit, like, he was holding it.
That doesn't cancel TPs, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't, but
Dire's middle tower
any kind of control, any kind of damage, look for something. Seb, they have it on him.
Nice charge.
The pit won't catch him. That line. What is he actually charging down towards?
Oh, right now it's a Void. Oh,
Yeah.
Skywrath.
Global Silence is out. Gareth has got the distance. Thompson can potentially turn with that double damage rune. There goes the boy with his Chronosphere, chasing down onto the Io, and he has the damage output. No, he doesn't. Can't finish the job inside the Chronosphere. Still a 1-for-1 trade-off. Thompson a little bit stranded with the Night Stalker. The friends are coming over. PL's rotating off the bottom lane finally.
I think he could have. Did he have chains cooldown? Oh, he got
rushing.
silenced by Last Word.
They're going after Pardos underneath the shrine. As quickly as he regenerates mana, it gets burned down by Anna, who has that diffuser blade. He's going to lance forward. Partos will fall, and now it's Nisha. With no mana of his own, we'll just see how tanky an Underlord can be. With this, probably not that tanky. Look for the bashes. He tried to get the pit off, but it's just not possible. Help comes in from the Phoenix, but is this just going to feed another kill? They just keep chasing him down. He is damn tanky. But the Nova is committed. OG is now out of range. And they can turn around and go back in again. Seb
nice
charges
charge.
forward, goes right through both the Phoenix into the Faceless Void. They'll turn the Sunray on to give Exotic Zero enough life. No, he still can't
Castle's
jump
dying
out.
to an illusion.
The illusions are actually doing the job from PL.
One
to
Illu.
get the kill.
He burned through almost all of his own health to try to keep him alive with the Sunray, and this one illusion just bashing away at him, and it actually ends up getting the kill on him. And that looked like it was going to be pretty good for Kinguin. I felt like OG starting that entire fight going for the Underlord is really questionable. He's so ridiculously tanky that it's very easy for the Dire to bring in help, but there just wasn't enough in the tank with that Chrono from Void getting onto the Io. Nobody else was able to deal damage, and he can't solo yet. Void is a really weak hero at this stage of the game, especially after the laning stage he had. He needs someone to deal the damage for him.
He said it was meant to be Phoenix, but it just
Phoenix
didn't
wasn't
really
there.
seem to exist.
Yep. And Phoenix
Now
has
they're going
gone
to move
for
up towards the top lane. OG keeping the pressure on. Nisha wants to try and defend the tier 1 tower, but has 3 heroes coming in. They'll charge under the tower. Thompson already begins with the Searing Chains. They can get the pit off. And he's going to have to use already the defensive hood. But now that's already down, but walks out of the... Oh, yeah, that
Nice,
play. That's nothing, no tail.
almost got him
So they
down
take
to
the tier 1 tower.
2/3.
Wait, are they actually able to turn this? Nether Strike, Nisha, push back. He's losing these mana again. These PL illusions with the early diffuser blade just making it difficult for Underlord to have a presence. Apart from sit there.
It's good for him that he has a Soul Ring, so he can like Soul Ring Pit at least. But playing Underlord without mana in fights is rough. He still has his aura at the very least, but you want to ideally be able to cast your spells multiple times. The Firestorm, the 12-second cooldown, is a big part of this hero in fights. And realistically, if they keep going on him like this, he will only have one. Ana is starting to pull ahead by a lot on PL right now. That's good news for OG here. Looked like the laning stage went pretty evenly, but they've started to gain a lot of ground. And mainly, really, can be attributed to how poorly this Void's lane went. He's struggling.
It didn't even really seem that bad, at least on the CS. It's just, I'm wondering if it's more down to the fact that the Chronosphere was just delayed so much. If they never rotated out, they never were able to find their ganks nice and quickly. The first rotations came from OG. And it was a big one underneath the tier 1 tower when Thompson was able to just get involved too.
Yeah. Thompson now has a Yules, so the first counter to Global Silence has been picked up. He's still gonna die in a Chrono though. Not much is gonna save him from that apart from an Aeon Disc later, but so far he is planning to go for a Maelstrom. He's gonna go from there.
You actually need much more of a save than like Maelstrom Blink Dagger. Just blink out the Chronosphere when he comes close.
Well, if you have the luxury of seeing him coming in, then sure, but he's building a Shadow Blade, so I think when this Shadow Blade comes out, Ember has to buy a disc. There's actually no other item, and there's no save. Sometimes you could be like, oh, you can just have IO in the proximity, but it's gonna get global. So you have to be able to protect yourself. That's what this Kinguin Silencer pick has managed to do. Apart from that, however, it hasn't done all that much. So they kind of need to find these team fights that favor the Silencer. And it seems to be difficult.
Silencer doing his job against Notel has gone very deep. Planning Observer Wards down. They had their double sentries.
Bounty Rune's about to come up, so OG are
Already
at least
in
covering the
position.
top two. They are nowhere near the bottom rune, so this should be another even 2-for-2 trade-off. And this Bounty Rune also means that nighttime is about to begin. So NS will be a lot stronger now, once again. God's
Actually,
level 12.
Bounties and towers, because that tier 2 tower's under heavy pressure. That's the reason why OG aren't down on those bottom runes at all. But can they fight this? It looks like Ana still doesn't want to get involved yet. Yeah, he just finished with the Manta style. So he's got his own little Lancer Silencer.
Yeah. I think OG are content with keeping on farming for now. While pressuring lanes, of course. Oh, it's their Chrono.
Yule Scepter's up. They silenced him when he was in mid Yule Scepter, so there was no way for Thompson to actually get away from this.
They chain silenced him so hard there. Global into Night Stalker Silence inside the Pit of Malice, and no Chrono needed for that kill. Very nicely done.
Friend. Okay, he's got a creep wave.
Got a creep in need.
Arthos. Arthos gonna find him. As the shot's out. And into the Mystic Flare, no tell. Difficult to survive with that Spirit Vessel on him, so he just turns around into the Sun Ray. Doesn't have that SP 15 plus to protect him. But Ana, he'll go for more. He's got the damage, but then again, Chrono, he has to get through the illusions. Durax comes in with the tether to give him a little bit more life. Doppelganger's a little bit further forward, just trying to make sure that Alicia is taken out this fight. No +2s for anyone. Exotic Tier can try and hide. Does anyone else have detection? No, they don't. That Shadow Amulet's actually giving him the protection he needs, but Nisha just cannot survive. Alicia has to buy back to try and be involved in this fight. And Nisha, he'll survive. The Shadow Amulet protects him. That's the one from Exotic Tier. They don't see him. Undercover, does anybody have some kind of AoE to help him out? Nope. All right, well, charge forward. Go after Phoenix into the Nova. That won't be a protection. That's only death. Exotic Tier, he's bouncing up towards the Io, who can tether himself away to safety. Not to mention, Thompson's joined the fight. A triple kill for Ana. They've kited this fight absolutely perfectly, OG. Kinguin, they wanted some kind of answer, but they've got nothing. And maybe they've actually got the kill. The charge forward!
Oh my god,
cancel the TP of Nisha! That was just going to the lane. Now Nisha is isolated. Io is going to TP over to try and help out so they can actually have the life to battle against Nisha in the trees. But he's isolated. And they'll have the damage to get through him. They scan.
Oops.
You already know this. They are there. And Ana will come in for his extra kill. 4 wasn't enough. Give him 5.
Wow. That double damage rune on PL paid off in a big way. He got like 2 or 3 kills very early in that fight. What I like about Ana's play was that he was just isolating and killing off the right targets. He blows up the Night Stalker in the river first, jumps up, immediately takes down Phoenix's mana so fast that the Supernova doesn't go off. After that, he just straight continues onto the Silencer, just grabbing those easy, quick kills first. And even though there's some cute Shadow Amulet plays from the Dire, when their supports are dead, they just don't have damage. They actually really need this Phoenix to be able to cast, and he's just getting run at by the PL. It's a pretty bad matchup for Phoenix. You can get out of the Fire Spirits, you can easily destroy the egg because you can charge it, and you can just remove Fire Spirits while you're charging in. And you're hard to isolate with the Sunray. The Chronosphere Sunray combo has to land for Kinguin, or the lineup just doesn't kill anyone.
We're seeing exactly that. At least there's still 30 kills within the space of 23 minutes, but majority goes to OG. And experience cracks 11-12k. It seems like a simple game for OG to execute.
Ana's so
but that's
big. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Look at this net worth distribution. He's
Well,
5,000 ahead.
They gave him so much space. Like every single fight that came out, like it felt like Ana was always just dodging to the opposite lane until you hit that 15-minute mark. And come to think of it, that's kind of what OG was doing in every single group stage game. Create space for Ana by having Thompson just rotate around with the rest of the team. Critical item arrives, which is User Blade, and Ana gets involved. And now we've got Naya, who's going to grant the Aghanim's bonus.
Who is he gonna give that to? The PL,
No-tail?
I guess.
You just give it to No-tail for... Actually, no.
The Axe on Skywrath is no joke, but I think you kind of have to tether the PL the majority of the time. So he's gonna get that AoE lance, or the bouncing lance rather. Pretty nice. Get a lot of illusions very fast.
Seb jumping in on the bottom lane. Ana just goes in. He's holding that Manda style. He's got so much life, he knows he can get away with this. Even doppelgangering into the Pit of Malice. I don't know if that's sending a message.
I think Ana right now is looking at the situation, is like, there's no way I die if I'm not chronoed. And if I'm chronoed, I have an Aegis. So he's just trying to force the enemy team around. Like, this is classic new OG, I want to say, putting pressure. Just aggressing these heroes, making them respond to their moves. And if they don't like it, they just back off. They got a lot of rotation there, they got information. Multiple heroes were coming over to pressure Ana back, and meanwhile OG are just getting 4 bounty runes. So, nicely done.
Money go through the roof. Thompson's already finished up his Maelstrom.
I would imagine
They're
he's
charging
going
into Nisha.
risk now.
Underneath the tower. Nisha's already having TP support coming in the form of the Silencer. The rest of Kinguin were moving top. Looking for a fight, and Ana, oh my god, this confidence. You pick up a heart, you doppelganger forward, and then you look for your first target, and he looks instantly for Karkor. He wants that Phoenix taken out of this game. Icarus dive down and back with the Manta Illusions. He can actually kill off, no, the Chronosphere! He gets it off in time to the Nova, will finally connect. The refresh up from Phoenix too, and then the follow-up Global Silence. They'll burn the Aegis Immortal. Seb's already lost his life as the Ember Spirit. Your Scepter breaks free of his own silence. Io relocating in, bringing in that Phantom Lancer to move forward and then just charge in. Kinguin have already blown their entire load of abilities and they're going to lose themselves inside the base. The Orb attack, Faceless Void, 18 HP. Exotic Deer drops down to. They are diving underneath tier 4 towers. They haven't even taken the tier 2s. But Ana burns off all the mana of Nisha. He knows he can regenerate. And he knows there's nothing to threaten him. Apart from the inability to doppelganger down a wall.
Yeah, he was fine there. If he would have died to that, that would have been really bad RNG, but he ends up getting out. That was a nice execution from Kinguin, though. They ended up getting this combo that they've been looking for the whole time with a Supernova with Chrono on top. Very classic combination that can deal with the PL. And if it's not for the Aegis, they just destroy this fight. But of course, OG playing this aggressively because they have that Aegis. And PL got a lot of job done once again, but that didn't really progress the game much for OG. The gold advantage is still the same as it was. They actually lost a little bit of gold going into that fight. So good hold from Kinguin. And you look at OG's lineup, you imagine they won't try to go high ground until the next Roche at least.
I finally solved my problem, which I didn't realize I had until I checked Twitter. I'm now talking inside the game.
Oh, nice. Did you put on plus voice record? Alyssa. Silencer!
He's got some time with the defensive Yule Scepter, but then again, no, he's got no time. Sleight of Fist will do the work, Partos on the run. And God for phase boots and high movement speed, but better for Thompson. He's got the ability to jump from spirit to spirit, and now this daytime again, underneath the tier 2 tower. Goodbye. Quick and easy kills for OG. I actually don't know how they lose this game now.
We need some sort of really big team fight out of Kinguin. Now they finally get this Crimson Guard that's going to help a lot against PL. I don't know if I like the order Nisha built his items in, because he was in such a great position to get an earlier Crimson. But he went Vanguard Hood and then Radiance, but his Radiance got delayed because of his 2 deaths, and the Crimson might have even prevented 1 or 2 of those. So
I wonder, with his item build, if he should have gone a little bit less selfish, because everything was self-protecting, right?
I think the Crimson Guard earlier would have been really good in this game because he's against the PL mainly. You're still going to get your mana burnt, but you can keep your team alive so that these combos can come out. When you saw how these team fights played out, his teammates just died way too fast, and if he has a Crimson Guard, he can protect the Phoenix so he can get Supernova off, he can protect the Silencer. And everything that takes longer for OG is favoring Kinguin's chances of setting up a successful team fight. It's mainly just these first 5 to 10 seconds where Ana is going crazy that they're getting run over in. If they can keep their heroes alive a bit.
I don't think they can once you see the item build that Ana's going for with a Silver Edge.
He's getting that against Underlord specifically to remove Fiora and bring him down.
Yep. Without that tank, without that survivability, we talked about like how Nisha can do it earlier on, but now it seems impossible, and then you still to get through like 3.3k HP and 34 armor on a Phantom Lancer. That's without anyone else's buffs on him. And without the assistance of the IO, is Ana trying to juke this out so hard with his illusions? There's 2 just sitting in the lane. Like he's trying to bait out Chronosphere. Or bait out something.
Oh, Night Stalker finds him. Easy Manta.
Yeah, very quick Manta. Also used the doppelganger very early on to get up the hill and away, but then the Sleight of Fist. Phoenix! You can't walk through that! The army of PL! You shall fear evil! Seb just charges forward, they lock down the Underlord, now they can isolate him and start the burning of the mana. The buyback's already come in from the Phoenix. He knows he needs to be part of this. The Chronosphere, where is it going to come in? The Skywrath Mage just evaporates, but Seb goes after it. There goes the Nova into the back lines, but there's no mana onto the Faceless Void, so he could not Chronosphere at all, and they just waited it out. Nova is down, and this is just going to be an absolute slaughter on the bottom lane. The Searing Chains means the Kinguin cannot escape. A quick Icarus dive away, but they just move from target to target. The illusions will come back down again. They want to try and finish off this Night Stalker. Io has lost his life, but really, it's for the greater PL. A doppelganger away, dodging anything that Nisha wants to throw. This game really is over. There's no way to really sustain it all for Kinguin. They get burnt dry and they can't even Chronosphere.
Oh, Exotic Deer trying to get to the shrine to get mana for Chrono! Whoa, wait, what just happened? Okay, he died.
Yeah, he ran over, he saw the Ember Spirit, was like, oh, maybe I can actually go on this, and walked away from it.
He was tread switching to Chrono the Ember, and then he changed his mind because Nisha had no mana, so they couldn't even have killed in the Chrono. And then he turns back to go to a shrine and gets charged at the same time, so the indecision basically killing him there. If he just stays at the shrine in the first place and just runs away, he might have been able to escape there, but OG run him down. And at this point...
You want to vote for the MVP and give it to the item of Diffuser Blade on Ana. Thompson just destroys the Silencer. Yeah, there is no more joy to be had in game 1 here for Kinguin. They are getting absolutely slaughtered inside their base. They seem to be really confident though with their drafting. The way they draft, they move real quick and they try to add a lot of pressure into the time against OG. So it made sense what they were trying to do.
They just got outplayed in fights more than anything. The laning stage of this game actually went pretty okay for them, especially mid. Nisha was destroying Thompson in this mid matchup. But then you hit that 15 to 20 minute mark and OG just start playing really fast and they take fights and they play around their win condition, the PL, very well. This Supernova is not going to stay unless there's a Chrono, but he's chained in the back line.
No way to really do anything, and Seb's just taunting him. He's not even attacking as he's jumping forward. Now he does it inside the fountain. I think the message is most definitely being sent to Kinguin. Ana is beyond godlike. Now the Faceless Void tries to actually hold the fight, but the Mystic Flare just pushed him away. Seb's able to survive as well inside the Chronosphere. Yeah, you can kiss game 1 goodbye. This one belongs to OG.
You got the play you wanted in the end, Toby. He tethered the Skywrath Mage to get double silence, double Mystic Flare in that last play.
Yay!
They did it in the fountain, Toby. 18-0 PL.
You know, this just brings back that wonderful memory of Faceless Voids that never got any farm and could do no damage in the Chronosphere. It's like watching a